I told when I was in high school, the guys all said I was fast too. Anyone in here remember me? Oddly enough, I never ran track. They all play hockey. We got any hockey parents in here? Yeah, that's entertainment. And I should know because I used to be one, but I can tell you I never once got into a fight in the stands. I took that shit right out to the parking lot, let the launch. I'm a pretty good mom, pretty good. Last Christmas I took the entire family to Greece. Yeah, the musical. I wish you could have seen the look on their faces when I told them I was going to take them to Hamilton. Priceless.
This is Just for Laughs Canada, Sirius XM 168.
I do travel quite a bit. I went to Calgary for the first time. Don't be jealous. I loved Calgary. The men there are very manly. Okay, very masculine. They do manly things like drill for oil and fix cars. Because no offense to the guys in Montreal, but they like to wear scarves in the summertime. You know what I mean? It's not. The guys there are so huge and well built because of all the manly things they do. But on 3 separate occasions, I had a different guy hold the door open for me and say, "There you go, little lady." Little lady, I fainted the first time. I fainted. It's great. It was so prosperous out west, right? They have so many things that we don't have here, like construction workers that work. That's huge. I had no idea cranes moved until I went to Calgary. Ladies and gentlemen, they moved. Even the homeless are prosperous out west. Did you know this? They make minimum wage out there. It's insane. They have dogs and cats. You know how expensive that shit is? It's crazy. I had one homeless man come up to me, very apologetic, asking me for a cigarette. I gave him a cigarette. He gave me 50 cents, a brand new lighter, and told me to quit comedy. This is what I'm talking about.
From the biggest name in comedy to the most important audience, you. This is Just for Laughs Canada on Sirius XM.
While I was in the reservation, I had full bars on the phone. I had that microphone. I actually had to figure out where I would go. So I was out my phone. I got the space and come back down. And my phone says to me, "Your location is unknown." Yeah, I fucking knew that. That's why I'm looking at a map right now. I wouldn't be doing this if I knew where I was. Why don't we try again, pocket computer? So, got my new one. Figured out where gravel road 452 is. Started backtracking because I not missed my turn. I was going a little bit slower this time. And luckily I was going a little bit slower. Because that's right when I almost hit the deer. That is startling, to say the least. An unrelated story, I can tell you how to get shit stains out of a rental car. It involves club soda and a lot of Febreze. You don't really need the Febreze, but I will recommend the Febreze. That is such a startling thing when they dart out in front of you like that. And I consider deer to be very beautiful, very graceful creatures. But it's amazing how fast they turn into cocksuckers when they cut you off on the highway. I had never sworn at a deer before. I had never had cause to do that in my life. I cursed out a deer that night. I swore to strip up and down that animal, and I know deer don't speak English. I know that. But this deer looked like he got the point. He backed backed away from that exchange very sheepishly. Just sorry, my bad. Family's over there, just trying to cross the road. And that whole interaction made me realize something, and it's that it is high time deer stepped up and figured out cars. I feel like we have done quite a bit to prevent ourselves from hitting them. I think deer need to step it up a bit and pitch in. Because cars aren't brand new anymore. They've had a few deer generations to get used to this concept. I think we need some old deer to sit down some young deer and lay it out for them. Be like, hey, you know those big metal animals with glowing eyes? Stop fucking racing those. Stop it. And don't just stand there in the street staring at them. What are you, high? Get out of the fucking road.
The biggest names, the biggest laughs. This is Just for Laughs Canada on Sirius XM.
But where I finally realized that 40s was shit was in like the simple things. It's the simple little things like what's your name, buddy? How old are you, Carl? Fucking 29. That's an age, just yeah. Fucking 29. Oh, I love it. So when I was Carl's age, little things would happen. I wouldn't even notice that they happened, right? Like for instance, earlier this week, I dropped my lighter on the floor. My cigarette lighter, I just dropped it on the floor. When I was Carl's age, I just pick it up, get on with my day. Didn't even fucking So finally now I clean up all the dribbles and then okay, there's my lighter. And this is how I knew I was old and it's all finished, Carl. This is it. I look at my lighter when I was your age, like I said, picking up on my day. 43-year-old there. This is the sound that came out of my face to pick up a lighter. A lighter now, look, it's not a fucking boulder that roll on a chin. It's a lighter. So then now this is what happened.
flew Porter too. I flew Porter Airlines. I don't know how many of you guys have been on Porter. Yeah, I love Porter, okay? I do. I love it for two reasons. One, you can drink for free any time of day. Doesn't matter if there's 7 a.m., there's no laws in the sky, right? That means at 7 o'clock in the morning when they're like, what would you like to drink, sir? And you're like, oh, like a steamers. They're like, here you are, sir. That's incredible, all right? I'm being a degenerate drinking at 7 a.m. and they're still calling me sir because they have to. Reason number two, to the airline, okay? It's not like Pearson when you walk in, you look up at the signs, you're like, fuck, I need an adult. Porter's 2 lines, domestic, international. That's hard to screw up. But I was there at 7 a.m. and I was kind of stoned, so I screwed it up. I just saw people in the line, and like, that's obviously where I'm supposed to be. And I was feeling really good about myself because I printed off my own boarding pass, so I was like, good for you, man, you're growing up. Nice. So I'm standing in the line, right, and I'm waiting there, and I got my belt off, and that's in the tub, and I got my boots off, and they're in the tub, and I got my laptop out, and it's in its own tub, because you can't have a secret laptop and can't touch anything. I get to the front of the line, there's a security lady lady, she looks at me, she's like, "Can I see your boarding pass?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure can." She looks at it and looks back at me, she's like, "I am so sorry, but you're actually in the wrong line." And immediately started treating me like I had a learning disability. Like right away, she's like, "What you want to do is," I'm like, "Why are you crouching? I'm fucking taller than you." She's like, "There's another line over there." I'm like, "Yeah, I can see the other line." She's like, "All you gotta do is walk on over." Like, I know how to get to the other line. What, do you think I was just gonna look across the airport and be like, all the way over there? But how? The floor doesn't move here. I was upset. I started putting my stuff back on. She's like, no, just take your tub and head on over. Yeah, that's cool. Anybody have any idea how fucking stupid you look? Walking through an airport with no shoes on and a tub full of your possessions? You look insane. Everyone stares at you. Half the people are looking at you like, I don't think he's getting on the plane. Like half the people look at you like, did he bring his own tub from home?
I think there's a lot of couples here. I don't want to get in your fucking business. I just want to say this. I hope everyone's being careful. Boom. There, I said. There's always one or two people like, not me. This burns so much. Yeah. I think it is so weird. It's 2014 and I still know people who don't use condoms. It fucking blows my mind. But what's worse for me is the excuses they use, because they're always so mind-blowingly stupid, right? I always wonder, like, oh, no, dude, I never use condoms because by the time I go get the condom and come back, the mood is gone. I'm like, where are you keeping your fucking condoms? The act of going to get them is enough to distract you from something. What, you got like a condom vault in your basement? What's wrong with you, man? Or maybe there's just something wrong with your attention span, right? Like maybe like, oh, maybe we're just gonna do this. Like, oh, why am I gonna use that oftentimes? What the fuck is that? I think the worst excuse, the absolute worst excuse I ever heard was, oh, no. I never use condoms because I can never get that package open. You probably see this guy at McDonald's arguing with a little ketchup thingy, just like, why won't you open? Yeah, I'm so hungry right now. Let me tell you something. If you are not agile enough to open up a package of condoms, you're probably having some bad sex right now, right? Right? Like if you're doing this to her junk, like, yeah, you like that, dirty girl? Yeah! Did you finish? She did not. She did not at all. No. Sorry, man. And of course there's the classic excuse, which we have all heard, and I bet you 50% of this fucking room is used, which is, oh, no, I never use condoms at all, because I can never feel anything with a condom on. You never feel anything with a paper thin layer of latex, you feel nothing. That is so much bullshit, right? Like, no one's walking around like, my God, it's minus 20 degrees outside. Good thing I got my latex jacket. I don't feel anything with this on. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for coming out, everybody.
The biggest names in comedy. Just Relax Canada on Sirius XM.
I liked working there, man. It was fun, though. It was a real, like a culture shock for me because everyone who works at a weed store is, like, 20 years old, right? They're not, like, 35 plus to get married. So there's a real difference. You know, I'm working with these people who are, like, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? It was crazy. There's so many jokes that I knew from growing up that, like, they had never heard before. And that was, like, the sweetest peach, right? Like, I remember one time my buddy comes in, office break. Oh, my buddy, by the way, was a SoundCloud rapper. Cool guy. He comes in, he's totally high, and that's totally encouraged at a weed store. They're like, hey, it's a coffee break, go get high. I'm like, maybe get a coffee. comes in off his break, he's all red-eyed, and just like starts wiping something down, like cleaning a weed canister, and then he just looks over at me and he's like, yo, I just smoked some of that lemon OG. That shit was amazing. And lemon OG is the name of marijuana, because that's the fun thing about marijuana. It can be named anything, right? It can be named mic stand. Just smoke some of that mic stand. Brown stool. Well, maybe not that one, but right, you get what I'm going towards here. And knowing that weed can be named anything, he says, I smoked some of that lemon OG, that shit's fire. And without missing a beat, I was like, yeah, man, I just smoked some of that Up Dog. And he's like, what's Up Dog? And I was like, not much, dog. What's up with you?